All right. Here we are, everybody. We are on time. It's 8 p.m. Central. I love being on time. And you know what? Today we have interviewed Cordelia Blake. We had an amazing dynamic duo this morning. We had Kristen and Amy. We had the Mommy Income dynamic duo. They were awesome. And we were only going to do 2 interviews today. But guess what? We have 3. And we're just packing it in today, whether it's today or tomorrow. And we're introducing you to yet another speaker. Remember, our event is literally around the corner next Friday and Saturday, right here in Houston, Sugar Land area, April 27th and 28th, the Simplezonseller, first of its kind live event. I call it the buffet of everything that you can choose. You can basically, come and learn the different ways that you can make money on Amazon and beyond. And I've said this over and over again. I'm going to say it again. And that is, we have put together the most amazing panel of speakers. We have the most amazing hotel. We have, the hotel has free hot breakfast, free Wi-Fi, free parking. Your ticket includes lunch on both days. Not everybody does that. You have the most amazing swag bags. You have the most amazing everything. And so I'm not sure how much more I can do for you.
Right. When you do it right.
And so, it's like, this speaker that I'm about to introduce you to, I'm just so excited because honestly, every time I tell you, I'm serious when I say this, and that is, I was thinking of these speakers, and these are handpicked speakers. They're not just people that we just got off the street and said, hey, we got an event, come and speak, blah, blah, blah. I thought not just about what they represented, but I also thought about who they are as a person. And even though I've never really fully, sat across the table from this awesome speaker you're about to meet, I feel her heart, and I've been on her webinars, and I've seen her working with Ryan Rieger, and she has some awesome stuff that she has coming, that she will be speaking about to you tonight and at the event. And as you get to know who she is, you'll see what I mean, because every single speaker, we are coming on the close of our interviews. We only have 2 more left tomorrow. Every single speaker has a heart of gold. They want to help you. They're offering value, and they're not the type of person that's saying, I learned this awesome thing, I'm going to keep this to myself. And so, blah, blah, blah. And they're all approachable. So know when you're at the event that these people are willing to, help you out in any way. And so this speaker, I'm just so excited when I think of her. I can't believe she's coming, guys, because she's, I know I'm busy, but I think that I've met somebody who's as busy as I am. And so you guys are super lucky. Those of you who are coming to rub shoulders with somebody of this caliber. I mean, this is like, I am starstruck. I said this before. I've said this about all my speakers. I'm going to say it. I mean, it's just such an honor, and I'm so humbled to have somebody like her come and be with us in Houston when she could be doing anything else. And so I'm going to let Christi, Michelle come on, and I want you to tell everybody who you are, what you're up to, a little teaser of what you're going to do on stage next week.
Cool. So. Absolutely. I'm beaming ear to ear right now. I'm almost like tears in my eyes. That is quite an introduction. I feel so honored and grateful. Can I just repeat everything that you just said? I'm so grateful to be invited to come on to this. And I'm really excited to see you again next week, right? We're so around the corner. So thank you. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to see everyone there. And it's going to feel, I think, like a family reunion. I'm so excited, Stephen, Nate, Danny, Ryan, Barbara, everybody. So it's going to feel like a great reunion, guys. This is such a great panel. So, so I'm Christi Michelle, and, I've been in the e-commerce business since 2015. I started off, just like most other people, I think, getting started really in the OARA space. But I knew when I wanted to kind of get started in this business, I knew right away, within one day of doing research about just selling online, this thing called private label. And so I looked at that, and then everything I learned was like, oh my gosh, that's going to be so hard to do. So let's learn about the platform first. So I usually make the joke about the first, 4 or 5 months of this business. I was just doing, retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. And it was forever what I make the joke that it's for always the hazing period of my business, right? It was miserable. I had my corporate job all day. I'd come home. I was in the basement packing up bags, So I knew, though, in the beginning that I wanted to get into private label. So I kind of learned as much as I could about the platform. And I thought, okay, I've learned everything that I need to know. I know how to sell and make listings. So let's sell private label. And so in the very beginning of 2016, I started really seriously looking at private label again. And right away, I found that it was just everything that I had read. And I'll just be honest here. I didn't do nearly enough research. But everything I knew at the time, or what I thought I knew, was that it was just, it's going to be super expensive. I was going to have to go to China overseas and do the, freight forwarding and customs. And oh my gosh, for someone who knows nothing about that, that sounded so scary to me. So I wish more than anything, I knew Ryan Rieger at the time and some other major influencers in the area who have a lot easier methods. But what I realized was I just had this really sort of low risk tolerance. And so I thought, man, I just really want to do something that's really simple, right? I want to do private label. I want exclusivity. I definitely want that. I don't want any of this race to the bottom. But I want something really a lot more simple and inexpensive and fast, right? Definitely fast, because I need this thing going, right? So I thought, great. Well, I set myself, that bar is really high, isn't it? So I kind of kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. And finally, as I was just sort of like stumbling around doing research, it dawned on me, and I'm so embarrassed to say this now, but it dawned on me that it took me so many months to realize that instead of looking, overseas and trying to figure that out, just to even get my feet wet, that why don't I just go to promotional companies and source at promotional companies? And the embarrassing part of that story is that in my corporate world, I had worked with promotional companies for my company. I worked with lots of different promotional companies for probably 6 or 7 years. I mean, so long. So I knew all about it, and I knew that they existed. And these were companies that are willing to customize products for you. And there were like 3 in my backyard. And I'm thinking, why did this take me so long? So I guess that was just really embarrassing, but most people, whenever I kind of say that, and when I've done presentations before and I'm like promotional companies, I get like half the room that says like, totally, what is that? And then, right. And then other people are like, what? I can't believe that. Right. So I don't know. I mean, you've heard me kind of speaking before and doing some of the webinars. So
absolutely.
If you would ever, I'm certain I'm not the first person to think of promotional companies, but that was just like the biggest light bulb to me. So
I don't know. I've not heard of any other person that speaks about it. So whenever I heard it myself, I was like, what a genius idea. So if there are other people there, I haven't heard. So you were the first. That's why I'm so impressed with your method, because there's so many people that are going to be at this event that have said to me, I do want to do, exactly what you said. I want to do private label, but I don't understand freight forwarding and all that stuff. So that's why your method is so exciting to me for the person. Like there's people that are coming to this event who have told me, I'm donating, I'm not going to say it actually a lot because they may be watching this, but I'm just saying that they're really hoping to find something at this event that they can do. And I truly believe that this event is going to be offering all levels, like starting from yours to, Amazon merch, where people can just start putting up designs, getting their accounts, to if you do want to do private label, we have people that have been to China and that do, Brandon Young has 25 to 30 products, and he's in China right now. So that's not for everybody. And, frankly, it's kind of hard, when you begin when I started and I was doing all that. So your method is so appealing to people that are saying to me, I'm just looking for something that is not like what you say, not a race to the bottom, something that's different, something that's unique that I can do. And I love your method. And I just, for those who don't know what she means by promotional company. Maybe you should
Yeah, so I can go into that. Yeah, I mean, just to kind of, before I get into that, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, I mean, there's so many ways that you can make money selling online, right? And let's just even call it just Amazon, because that's the first statement is a really broad statement. But, there's, the flipping products, the OARA, there's the print on demand, right? And then there's so many facets of the ways that you can do sort of bundling and, wholesale. There's different methods within each one of those. And then there's all these different methods within private label where you source, the types of products you source. Everyone kind of has their own method. And people who come to this event, you are going to find something. I can just nearly guarantee you're going to find something that's going to click with you, right? We're going to throw a lot. You're going to get exposure to successful methods across the board, and pick the one that sort of resonates with you. If you're kind of one of those people that I just classify myself as, I'm a low risk tolerance person. It scares me, right? And I mean, now not so much, but when I got started, and some people are like that. Some people resonate with that. Some people are just risk takers. They're like, let's do it. Let's go big, go home, right? And there's going to be stuff for you too. So, but yeah, so promotional companies. Actually, I had an example here. One of my best friends, she's a real estate agent. Nice. And so I made these koozies for her so you can see this. So, promotional companies, everybody, you guys have these in your home. They're the pins that have your business name, logo on there. Or it's a koozie here where it just says ClearPoint Realty, whatever it is. But usually there's sort of they're used in a traditional way for companies, in a traditional marketing way, to sort of brand your logo so that you get that repetitive recognition, brand recognition. So I'm always, every time I get something to drink, I put this in here, and I'm always thinking about my friend Allie, right? That,
Yeah,
so
it really does work.
Yeah, it totally. And I mean, this is a huge business model in and of itself, right? So these companies, I mean, it works everywhere. We all have these sort of products in our junk drawer, but they're giveaway products, right? They're not sellable products, and we're looking to make money, but Absolutely. We can still go to the same source and do the same thing. Because when you think about this company, the koozie started off blank, right? And then, my friend came to them and said, here's my JPEG, here's my logo. I want you to put that on there. But if she had said, you know what, instead of putting my logo on here, why don't I put something that's a middle finger? I mean, it's going to have a completely different, right? I mean, whether or not you like that or not, but that could be potentially sellable rather than this, because this doesn't mean anything to anyone other than the person who owns the brand that just wants brand recognition, right? So the idea is, if you think about what promotional companies actually do, right? These are companies who create custom products, right? They take a blank product and they put whatever your artwork, message, logo, whatever you want on it. They don't care. All they care is that they put it in their machine and it prints, right? So they make custom products. For those of us who are selling online, we want something custom. Now, whether that's a bundle where you just put one of your items, either way, we want exclusivity, right? Whatever that is, all the way up to private label, right? So that's what we're looking for. So we want custom, they do custom. So it's really, really cool whenever you think about what they're actually able to do, which is why that sort of dawned on me. And I was like, oh my gosh, and I've got 3 in my backyard. That's awesome. So the other reason that I really love promotional companies is because they're sort of they're like a nice blend, like a nice medley of all 3 of the major sourcing pillars. And so when you think about whoever you are, wherever you are, you're really sourcing at one of 3 different levels in the supply chain. You're either going to the manufacturer, where everything starts, everything's created, branded, built. And then from there, they sell in, really big bulk to wholesalers, right? Which we can tap into. We can buy wholesale, who then that sell at a little smaller amount to retailers, right? And then those go to the final consumer. But those are your 3 big sourcing pillars: manufacturers, wholesale, and retail. Well, promotional companies, they're much more like, if anything, they're much more like a wholesale company with a built-in private labeling system, right? But they're really this nice blend because you get the best benefits of all 3 of those. So just like manufacturers, they will customize your product. When you go to a manufacturer, you can say, print my logo, add this little widget, you know, put a zipper on it, whatever your product is, they can customize because they're right there at the source. So they have that same capability, right? They're a lot like wholesale companies in that you can buy in small quantities, right? You don't have to buy in the thousands. There are exceptions to all the rules, but you know, you don't have to buy in like crazy amounts in order to buy from a wholesale company, right? And there's usually reps, right? You have reps that you can work with, which is really cool. So in that way, they're a nice blend of wholesale companies, but they're a lot like retail in the fact that they're so accessible, right? They're domestic. You're not going overseas in any direction. Doesn't matter where you go. You can find them. There are thousands of these companies located all over the US. And in fact, I had my team start building me over time a database of promotional companies, all of which we have over 650, all of which have at least one footprint here in the United States. So we found them, then we've tagged them with the type of products that they have. We give their information where it's like, this is the city, the state, here's their phone number, here's the email. So we created everything in this database. So they're so accessible. So I just love working with them because they're kind of the best of all worlds when it comes to all places that you can source from. So I call it like the secret hidden fourth source, but that's just me. I just get to call it that.
Man, I am getting so excited listening to you. I know that you have, like you said, that because the last time I think I spoke with you or connected with you, you had probably about 100 on that list. Now you have 650. Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw a link up in the comments of your company that does that. What is it called?
So that's a promotional company database, promotional sourcing database, promotional company database.
Promotional sourcing. That's the database.com.
Yeah. Promotional company database.com. Because then there's promotional company sourcing, which I get confused, which is the course.
Okay. So guys, I'm seriously, like, when you listen to Christi, right, you're just kind of like, yes, that's what I want to do. And I do everything that you guys are going to be hearing at the event. I do. And that's why I'm bringing it to the table, because I like to bring, let me show this in the comments here. I'm bringing this because I'm not just throwing stuff at you that I am not doing myself. And the first time that I went, I was on a webinar with Christi and Ryan Rieger talking about this very thing. I was like, what? Why am I making this so hard? This is incredible. I don't know if you caught what she said, like these, like promotional companies that are out there, they don't care if they put your logo, Simplezonseller on the pen or, like a picture frame. I think you gave an example one time when you were on the webinar, and it was really impressive to me because like it was something to do with like I was thinking like, okay, like for example, Mother's Day is coming up. Mm-hmm. So those of you who are, you listened to Kristen and Amy earlier about, they do wholesale bundles. So let's just give an example. So maybe it might be, I don't know. I was just thinking about like a picture frame, and then inside the picture frame is something from the promotional company that says something about mothers. I don't know. Mothers are cool. Well, something like that, that you're making unique. Mm-hmm. They're making it. You're bundling it with something cool, like, I don't know, mother's a piece of jewelry or something, or if you have any ideas.
Did I tell you this example? Because I sold this product like two years ago for Mother's Day. What? Yeah, I sold. It was. I don't remember which one you were talking about. Because I talk about. I give examples. I love to teach by examples. So that's the thing that you're going to see when you come in Houston. I love teaching by examples. Like if I said koozie, you'd be like, oh, okay, maybe. But if I show you an example, so I really love
the visuals and everything. So as you can see, like one thing, like on Amazon, that's so hard is like you have people that are competing with you, trying to get on your listing, even with private label stuff from China. You have people come on your listing and call it inauthentic. I think hearing you say this, like with are all of your companies in the United States?
So the ones in the database have at least one footprint in the U.S. They can they're global. You can find them around the world, but but I made it primarily right now geared for those who live in the United States.
Nice. So guys, see, you have, that's one drawback when you sometimes deal with China, because you have a language barrier. You have to translate. You have to sometimes, and they like to please you. So even though it may not be exactly what you want, they're going to say yes, and it's you think that they're getting it, but I've had many situations where they're really not getting it. Right. So Wow.
I mean, there's
I'm getting excited all over again.
I know. And I get really jazzed and really excited about it when I get to talk about it. And I just think, so, you know, one of the things I'll be bringing up, of course, is examples, but then also what what I like to give. So one example, let me see if I can do my best to explain it, because of course I don't have that with me, but, so one thing that I sold in the past was wine bottle labels, and I show people a lot of these examples. And so what it is it's they're just labels, right? They're just, actually you take a single piece of paper, right? And then you cut it in 4, and it's about that size, right? 4 up on a page for an 8.5 by 11, okay? So these are just labels. They're just stickers, okay? Now I can technically, the first time I did it, I went to Staples. I bought a pack of these for like $9 or something, got like 100. And then I found a designer on, that time I went to Fiverr. I've used 99 Designs, and I have someone else that works for me now, or works with me now. But Fiverr, I had them go there, and I said, listen, for, that one I did not do for Mother's Day, but I have done one for like an engagement party, right? So it's just all these, you know, put the ring on the finger and all the different cute little phrases. And so I sent that. I hired someone on Fiverr to find me 4 different designs that looked like they all went together. They were all like pink and black and this and that. And then I just sold those just as is. But then I put them on a wine bottle. And the idea is you would pick whatever your favorite wine is, because I don't know what your favorite wine is, but then just cover up whatever, you know, if it's Chateau St. Jean, whatever, you just put this label on there, and it looks like a really lovely party favor for you to bring there, right? So it's just paper, it's just stickers. You can go find them find this concept on Amazon right now. And in fact, everyone who's watching this, go to Amazon right now and look up wine bottle labels and see what comes up. And you will find that there are ones, and I'm just making this up because I haven't looked in a while, but probably anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30,000 rank in home and kitchen. Dozens of them, dozens of options, selling anywhere from 10 to 12 bucks. How much money do you think? So I bought my package of 100. So I have 100 to start. Okay. I bought this for like $9. Okay. And then I paid somebody on Fiverr. It was $5 for each design. So 20 bucks. Okay. I put it on there. I went back to Staples. Okay. And I had them print it. I said, okay, now here's the paper. Here's the JPEG. Print 4 up on a page. Okay. I did that. It cost me less than $100. Okay. It cost me less than $100. And I had 100 units. And I mean, I was able to sell that one. I think that series I sold probably, I want to say it was either $8.99 or $9.99. And it cost me less than 50 cents per unit. Okay. Wow. You do Amazon light and fit and light and
the light program or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. And you can decrease your Amazon fees, right? That go along with that. And then all of a sudden you're making $5 or $6 a unit. And I have 100, and I didn't even spend more, you know, I spent less than $100 as my investment, and my ROI was out of this world. So there's a lot of ways that you can get started. And I did it so fast. I did that. I mean, the longest time took me from just getting the art back from the designer. That was it. So in a matter of weeks. So there's really a way that you can test this whole process for very little money, very quickly. And it's just, and it's just by using promotional companies because they're inexpensive, right? And they're right around the corner. So, and they can customize whatever you want. No one can jump on your listing. So I'm going to be talking about a lot of examples like that, and also the formula for how I decide what's going to be a good product or not. And
I'm sure people are watching this or thinking, okay, what, now when you put it up, okay, say you did that whole process, and I'm sure you guys, I don't know if you caught that or not, but if you did, you can rewind out on this replay and listen. So once you get your product put together and you put it on Amazon, do you have to, because now you're really good at it, this, what niches to look probably and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm sure people are going to ask or wonder and say, okay, is it like putting up a retail arbitrage item where it's already in the catalog? I know you're creating your own listing, but do you have to, if you pick the right stuff, the way that you're doing it in your method and your course and all that, mm-hmm. do you have to do any sponsored ads or anything, or is it going to ride on its own?
Well, just like anything else, you have to have a basic understanding of keywords, right? Okay. And like properly positioning them. And so I'll just go ahead and say, so yes, I will run sponsored ads. So you do probably need to factor that in, but not all that much if you're really good about, so here's I call it my 3-point formula, right? And I make it like a triangle because it's not linear, and I'll show the visual when we get there. But so there's three parts, right? One, you need to pick a niche. I'll never say it right. A niche. You need to pick a basic product in order for this to work. And by basic product, I mean, a piece of paper, something like a koozie, something really inexpensive. Think about the material, very basic, okay? And then add some emotional value to it, Okay. So the niche is going, the reason that is important is because that's going to tell you how you're going to position your listing, your keywords, what you're going to use. So if you're going after Mother's Day, okay, if you're going after engagement, if you're going after funny engagement gifts, those types of things, those are the keywords that you've got to niche down. Right. And also, I also say niche because you don't want wedding. Wedding is far too broad. There's so millions of products cataloging that. Right. But maybe you pick something that's more like, destination wedding. Right. So there's a smaller little level to that.
Sub niche, basically.
Exactly. So you want to do that. Right. So that you're kind of getting rid of a lot of the competition. Some of the competition, and you're telling yourself how you can look at a lot of other products that are selling like that and what keywords they're ranking for that's working for them, right? So, okay, so that's your niche. That's why you want to go with something. Okay. Then the second thing, your basic product. Your basic product is going to tell you where you're going to be able to source inexpensively, and you're going to have an abundance of supplier options. Do you know how many companies sell koozies? I can't just give you, I don't even know where she bought this. And I gave it to her. I can't even remember now, but you're going to have lots of them, right? So it is a buyer's market because it's such a commodity item that you can really go and find the best deal out there. But you're also going to be inexpensive, right? And the third part is the emotional value. The emotional value is going to be why people sell, right? The niche tells you how you position it. And then the basic product tells you where, but the why. People aren't going to look at this and you're not going to know why. But if I put, down with Trump or whatever it is, whatever your political, it doesn't matter what it is, something that's going to be controversial, something that's going to be something that is trending, something that is like in fashion, whatever it is, if I put that on here, that's going to sell. And I'm going to be able to, everybody knows this is worth pennies, right? Like if I just gave this blank to you, you would know that's worth pennies. Why is it that people will spend $10? It's because of the message. It's the same thing with merch, which I love. I can't wait to hear, when Chris comes on and whenever Stephen and Nate come on, right? If whoever watches this, if you understand why this shirt sells better than this shirt, you know what I mean by emotional value. You know it, right? You're still going to have to do the niche. You're still going to have to find your keywords to make it listing, right? But people are going to see that shirt and it's the same white cotton shirt as this one, but this has a different message and that resonates with people. So I'll go into more detail about that. But I think we're getting, I could go on and on, Joy. You unleash me and I could go
Guys,
on.
I don't know if I think I finally met my match on people who talk as fast as I do and are as excited as much as I am because no, I love it because everybody tells me like but that's her enthusiasm is so awesome. That's why it's like, wow, these people on stage are going to hear and feel their enthusiasm and getting it all in. And I am just so overly excited again. Every time I hear you talk about it, I'm just like, I don't know why I don't make that more of what I do, Yeah. And hearing you tonight, I'm so super excited. And then you guys see the link in the comments. I mean, you heard her. She had over 600 different. I mean, if you only found one that worked for you out of all the 600, it was worth, doing all the things that she's saying. And you see how this is just so exciting to me. I'm just like, I am going to make sure my married kids are going to be there a lot. A lot of them are going to be there rather. I'm going to make sure, they're going to listen to everything, but I'm going to say, okay, you have $100, here's a way to get started. I'm sure that some of the methods that you have can probably even start less than that, but this is such an unbelievable method. It's not something that you guys hear about all the time. It's not. And that's why whenever, like I say, I found you speaking about this with Ryan, I was like so impressed. I'm like, I have got to, look more into that. And now that life is hopefully slowing down after this event, I don't know if it will ever slow down.
I don't know that that's really true. I like to tell myself that too, but
but this is so exciting. Thank you so much for sharing. Like there were like 3, she basically did, here's 1, 2, 3. The name of this conference is called Simplezonseller. And the reason why it is called that, it's called it for a reason. And we're trying to bring to you guys ideas, programs, experts that can show you. Hi, Mary. We got a lot of awesome people that are coming on. Mary Mickelson, love her. Steven's on here. We've got a lot of people on here, but I'm just saying like you, and like Christy said at the beginning, you're going to be presented with a lot of different ideas, but you don't want to go out and say, all right, I'm going to do all 10 of these all at the same time. Yeah. You may just say, all right, all of these sound great. I'm going to pick Christi's method first. I'm going to launch my product. Okay, while that's going, maybe I'll get into merch because, it's pretty simple because whatever reason. But you don't want to do China, do Christi's, do like 20 different things. And then that's the entrepreneur shiny object stuff. And we don't want that. Sure. We do want you guys to hear. I mean, we have Danny Stock that came in at the last minute, and he's going to be talking about reverse sourcing. It's so you know cool. What? You talk about somebody that it's like Christi. It's like Christi has this method that twists like the private label around that you've never heard before. When you hear Danny also, and he'll be coming on tomorrow, it's like a method that, you're like, what? Because like when I heard Danny, it's the same thing. It's just like all of you guys blow me away. And I say it, I'm like, I'm going to be in the room taking notes right along with you guys because these guys have so much to offer. Mm-hmm. And so do you have your link for the event? If you don't have it, you can post it later. No big deal.
I don't have it at the moment pulled up, but that's mine. But yeah, but I will post that afterwards. But yeah, I mean,
do you have anything that you want to offer to anybody that once we get done here in a few minutes, that if they, come to the event, that they're going to, do you have any, you don't have to, I've been putting all the speakers on the spot.
Sure.
Some have offered, some have said, I don't have anything, and that's totally fine. So if they buy an event ticket from your link, do you have anything like with your course or?
So I would say a couple of things. So if you want lifelong access to the database, for anyone who signs up with this link, I will give you free access to the database for life. So you'll get all of the access to the 650 companies. And again, I mean, I could show a little bit more about that and I'll talk about it, but basically you can just go in and you can find, it's searchable by category, searchable by keyword. Now there's 1,000, a million keywords. So we try to keep it a little bit broad, but search by keyword. If you have an idea, go there and we can maybe pull up a couple of companies. I mean, and so you can shortlist that. And then you have sort of like a favorites category. So if you know that you want to check out these 5 companies, there's a little heart. You can just say, save them, and you can, keep them there so you can go back for your reference. So anyone who can sign up, I'm happy to give you that. I just think it's super valuable.
What's the value of that, by the way?
It's $79.99 if you buy it just as is. If you buy it with, the course that I'm also coming out with, it's half that price. But if you just want it as the standalone piece, if you're going to just kind of take all of that I'm explaining with you and you just want to get that as a standalone piece, that's what it's $79.99.
Wow, guys. Okay, on top of what she's offering you, which is almost an $80 value with pennies or one more penny or whatever, I'm going to also, because these last few, we're coming in on the last stretch here. On top of that, I don't know if you guys have been to the event. She'll post her link later. The basic package, guys, is $197. If you decide to get the ticket through Chrissy's link and then, you take $80 off right off the bat, you're left with about $107 roughly dollars. Remember, it includes lunch on both days. And here's what we're doing also. We're throwing in, you can private message me, we're throwing in a $50 promo coupon for the basic package and a $100 promo coupon for the bigger packages, to where you're almost coming for next to nothing. I mean, compared to what you're getting, you pretty much just need to get here, your airfare, your hotel or whatever. But, if you do the VIP, your food's going to be included for both meals. Breakfast is included at the hotel. So it's like you come, you learn, you get to meet people like Christi. I want you to think about sitting by this woman at a VIP dinner. I mean, I would just be like soaking it up like we did tonight. I'm seriously, I am going to go back and, I want to start doing promo companies again now, because it's like, what? I'm just I'm in such awe with, what you have going on. What you said, you have a course that's going along with it. Let's put it out there. Is it a different link or?
Yeah, no, it's a slightly different link. So that one is promotional company sourcing, which is why I got those two. I was confused earlier. Promotional company sourcing.com.
Sourcing.com. Is that out yet or is it coming out?
It's out. Yeah, no, it's out. Oh. We just launched last month. So we've had a lot of really good success. We've had a lot of really wonderful success stories. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
There you go.
You know how it's always nervous whenever you kind of launch something.
Oh, but, definitely.
I've been really, really pleased with that. And I think it's done very, very well. And, there's a lot of people here who have, had a lot of success stories and testimonials from doing this that are kind of, again, it's whatever you gravitate towards, it's whatever you resonate with. And I have just sort of, this is my sort of method. It works with my brain, and, and it fits my sort of low tolerance level. So if you're that resonates with you, it's something that you may want to give a shot, and it's not a whole lot that you're risking. I mean, $100 is still $100, and it might be a little bit more than that, could be less than that. But really, though, it's not thousands that you're dumping into something. You're trying it out, and you will learn regardless.
Do you have a Facebook group for that yet? Or if you're in the course, you get into the Facebook group?
There's no Facebook group. We had a long debate about that, and so many Facebook groups that we just said. So,
hey.
Yeah.
You're so busy.
Right. That's the other thing is, and I just want to
say, the same way. I don't know. I manage, I barely manage my own family, much less another group. Somebody asked me today, can you please put or it was Cordelia saying, can you please put the attendees in a group? And I'm just like, I barely, I can handle managing my own grocery list. And so it's so much to handle, but guys, there's her 2 links to the database that you can get for free. When she's going to be posting her link after we get done here for the event. The event is next week. As you can see, this is one of 22 speakers, just one. I mean, you just did the whole conference for us. That would be awesome. You're such such a ball of energy. I love your energy. I love your stuff, your promotional companies. I didn't realize how many companies you have added since the last time that I looked. I'm super excited to go into that and then just say, give it to my VAs. One last question I have for you on the keywords. So in the database, you say, okay, they can put the keyword in of what, their niche, let's say they're looking for, I don't know, athletics or football, whatever. Do you also have it somewhere in your course that teaches them how to, now I know Cordelia talks about listings, but do you have it in there to kind of help them along the way of how to write their listing once they put their listing up? Or in there?
Yeah, so no, I didn't, because I wanted to focus so much. There's so much, when this is just a brand new concept, I spent so much time talking about what the company was. And the truth is, this course, I mean, it's a subsection of private label, right? There's so many things you kind of do need to understand, just like, promotional ads, sponsored ads, right? Sponsored ads. There's so much that you kind of need to know. So this is kind of the dense ball. And I made the whole course. They're all little bite-sized pieces. Most videos are anywhere from, 7 to 10 minutes.
I love
that. So it's a snapshot. I mean, let's chat about it. You can get my personality here, but I know some people, a lot of people with courses, if there's 20 videos that are an hour long each, it's hard to get through that. And I thought, if I want to teach the way that I want to learn, and I want to learn through examples.
You and I are like that too, because my course, the Simplezonseller course, and my podcast, they're all 8 or 9 or 10 minutes or less, because I know myself, I feel almost like a failure if I don't get through a module. If it's an hour and a half long, I'm like, oh, that's so long. But I can give 5 minutes, and then I feel accomplished when I got through video 1 of module 1. Okay, tomorrow, on and on. So that's awesome that you do it that way. So guys, this has been, I'm sure you have been enlightened. I am completely enlightened. I'm all excited again. I'm always excited about it. But when Christi talks, I'm just like, not only is she beautiful, there's to boot, she's beautiful to listen to, right? And beautiful heart, beautiful person. And she's going to be in Houston with us next week, April 27th and 28th. She's going to be putting her link. Christi, thank you so much for your time. I know you're super, super busy. Guys, thank you for spending a little bit of your evening with us, those who are on live. Those who are listening to the replay, she'll be having her link in. Well, you can private message me for the promo codes. We're not going to post them in the comments because then it's all over Facebook. And so, again, we thank all of you guys for your time, and we will see all of you in Houston next week. Woo! So excited. All right, bye, Christi. Bye, everybody. Bye. So much.